Yeah, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are watching me from. Congratulations to Biafra all over the world. Yes, this evening the news getting reaching us now that the new president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo have just emerged. Yes, the man Azunta Mbata, Senator Azunta Mbata from Ikwere local government, Rivers State. He has emerged as the new president of Ohanaeze of Ndigbo. Is this going to be in favor of Igbos or is going to be as usual? A lot of Biafrans will be shocked to see former senator is now emerging the president of Ndigbo. I don't know this news I'm bringing to you. Were you shocked or were you disappointed about the election? Please let's discuss this issue together this afternoon. Please, as you join me this afternoon or this evening, this morning in this country, wherever you are, you will be joining me from. Kindly subscribe to this channel. Drop your comments. Do you think Senator Azunta will do different things? He will do different things from what other Ndigbo Ohanaeze, president of Ohanaeze has been doing so far. To a large extent, average Igbos or majority of Igbo will think that Ohanaeze of Ndigbo are just working for federal government of Nigeria. They are not working for freedom of Ndigbo. We saw what happened in general elections of 2023 general elections. How at a die minute, even the Ohanaeze saw it, and most of them they betray Obi. They pitched their tent against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is now Nigeria president today. Is it the same thing we are going to see this new president that has just emerged? Senator Azunta Mbata is now the president of Ohanaeze of Ndigbo of land. Don't forget that the essence of this is the people who will be speaking for Igbos are the Ohanaezes, and the Ohanaezes today in their wisdoms, today in their understanding, they've elected this Senator Azunta Mbata to lead them. Do you think this man is going to use his regime to fight for good things about Biafra land, to make sure that the Biafran nations get what is rightfully due for them, unlike what we have been seeing before? Don't forget that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of IPOP, is still under Nigeria custody, DSS. This is almost going to 5 years. He was being kidnapped in Kenya and extradited to Nigeria. As I talk to you now, he's still with Nigeria government right now. The last information we heard yesterday that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu council went to court and demand that federal government need to provide somebody that will take over from the former judge counsel to federal government, who washed her hand, said she is no more interested in this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that she's even advising the federal government that they should use a political dialogue to settle this issue between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the federal government. Now that the new president of Ohanaeze of Ndigbo have been elected, do we likely to see anything different? Is what we are talking about this evening. Don't forget that Igbos, as we speak right now, many Igbos don't believe on Ohanaeze because they feel that Ohanaeze is just a tooth dog to federal government. Because one would think that if Ohanaeze are doing their work, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has been under the custody of DSS for good for 5 years now. They allowed this they are denying this young man to have the freedom to go and see his family. Even when this young man lost his father, lost his mother, they refused him to go and bury his parents. And one will say that the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, they are just fighting for their own pocket. They are not fighting for average Igbos. Today, don't forget on this channel that we talk about anything Biafra. we talk about anything related to Nigeria. This morning when we went on live, many Igbos, many Biafran that join us, they were disappointed. They told me vividly that they don't have anything to do with this Ohanaeze election, that they know that it's going to be as usual, that Nigeria government must have their way of who become the Ohanaeze Ndigbo president. And this afternoon we have seen it all. If whether a former senator or recent senator is what, I don't know yet, but he was addressed as a senator. Azunta Mbata is now the president of Ohanaeze of Ndigbo. Are you shocked? Are you surprised? Do you think that this man has what it takes to make sure that he allow justice, fairness, equity to come to Igbo land? Don't forget that Igbo region is the only region that have 5 states in Nigeria. Every other regions, we have northeast, we have northwest, we have a southwest, we have south. They have, some have 7 states, some have 8 states, some have 6 states. It's only Igbo region that have 5 states. And one will say that Igbo number all over the world, there are more than 80 million Igbos all over the world. Though that Igbo don't like staying in their land, they are scattered all over the globe and different places in Nigeria. One will say that this injustice is given to Igbo is unfair. One will also think that before prompt to that 2023 general elections, Igbo man at least will be allowed to rule this country. Since the Fulani Hausa have taken their share, rule these nations, the Yorubas have ruled this nation, they will just allow an Igbo man to come and prove what they have, if they can get it right or not. But that that could not happen. Even with the mass, even with the crowd that follow Peter Obi, with that new change that Nigeria demand, a lot of things were not allowed for Peter Obi to become president. I remember vividly, I went to vote, I cast my vote for Peter Obi for that general election. When we finished with the Senate, the House of Rep, we were expecting them to upload the presidential election. But the INEC, who have collected millions of dollars before the general election to equip themselves, to make themselves prepare for that general election, they told us that the server for presidential uploading is not working. And that is how everything was scattered for that presidential election. Peter Obi could not be declared as the winner of that election. He is one of the key points, is one of the reasons why we felt that that election was a maneuver, that election was not credible enough. That is part of what Dele Farotimi wrote on his book, that Nigeria judiciary need to work on themselves, because the respect the world is having for them is gradually falling apart. Despite everything that happened in that general election, everybody focused on the judiciary, that the judiciary will do the needful. But what do we get in return? The judiciary, they said that there's nothing wrong with that general election, that everything that the Labour Party, the PDP tender was nothing to write home about, and they declare President Bola Ahmed Tinubu the president. Right now, as I talk to you, for me, I feel what President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing now, for me, I'm okay with it. Though the situation might be a little bit pathetic for Nigerians, hardship, hunger in the land. But for the cause of what he's trying to do, because if you look at the reason why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is fighting for Biafra referendum, it's because of the injustice that is being happened to Igbo. One, you don't allow Igbos to rule they are part of Nigeria. You don't allow them to rule as a president. Two, other states, other region have 6, 7, 8 states, but it is only Igbos that been deprived to have only 5 states in Nigeria. And this young man, don't forget that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a beggar. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he came from a wealthy home. He was doing well in the United States, in the UK, but he left all those things and he came back to the country that he want to fight for the freedom of his people, of Igbo. He loved his people so much. We know what transpired in that this thing when Buhari government declared the IPOB as a terrorist organization in Buhari regime. Yes, after that, what happened? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was banned not to move, that he should face the law. This man was going to the court. This the senator from Abia State stood for him as a surety. They granted him bail after Buhari arrested him for the first time. They granted him bail. But what made him jump the bail was because when Nigeria military invaded his house, they wanted to kill him. He escaped for his dear life. Even a lot of people were gunned down in that process. The young man ran for his dear life and he ran to UK. And ever since then, the Buhari government were fighting by all means to make sure they bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because they felt that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the one that is causing insecurity in Nigeria. And they find all their own way. They use his people to make sure they get him down to Nigeria. And they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya and they brought him to Nigeria during Buhari government, Fulani man. As I speak to you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still under the detention of DSS Nigeria, even when the court says that they should let him go, but they refuse to let him go. Notwithstanding, he is not the only one. We've seen similar case Sunday Igboho from Southwest here, who also felt that during Buhari government that the injustice that Buhari is doing, using Fulani to kidnap people, Fulani will rape people, will kill people, nothing will come out from him. And Sunday Igboho stood up that he can also fight for his people. Sunday Igboho was also picked by Buhari government, then wanted to kill him. He also ran for his dear life. He even used a fake passport to Seme border. They got him arrested in Seme. And what we all know how the story went, that kudos to Yoruba leader, they stood for him. They fought all the whole case to make sure that Sunday Igboho got his freedom. From there, he moved to Germany. Now that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is now president of Nigeria, Igboho returned to Nigeria. Now he's still seeking that even despite that Tinubu is a president, he felt that his people will not get what they duly get, that they want the Oduduwa nation to go. And these are the same thing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was fighting for. Beloveds that are joining me this evening, please kindly subscribe to this channel. Drop your point. Do you think what I'm saying is an exaggeration or things that have not happened? Drop your comment. I will call your name and I read whatever you have said up in this occasion. Don't forget that I said when we started, congratulations, Ohanaeze has getting a new leader. Yes, Senator Azunta Mbata is now the president of Ohanaeze of Ndigbo. So Igbos that are joining me, Biafra that are joining me, are you happy with this new development? Because this morning when I interview my people, when I interview some Igbo people, they told me that there's nothing. They don't know that they know that it's going to be as usual. That it is Nigeria government that will choose who will be the Ohanaeze president so that they can be directing them. Now, are we saying that this senator is being chosen by Nigeria government? Or the Ohanaeze, they are the one that choose the man. They feel that he has the capacity to work. He has the capacity to serve Biafran, to bring what Biafran need. Don't forget, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in the custody. Whatever this Ohanaeze president want to do, the first thing on his table is to make sure that Nigeria government release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu live as others live. Sunday Igboho is working freely in Nigeria today. We have some notorious criminal in the north, Fulani herdsmen who have destroyed, who have raped people. Today, as I talk to you, they are moving freely in the north. Nobody is harming them. Nobody is going after them. So we felt that for equity and justice to happen, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to be released. Let him go to the southeast and restore peace in southeast, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have told us that if you release me today, there will be peace in southeast. That people who are perpetrating this evil act of insecurity in the southeast, they are using the advantage that is not around. So why can't the federal government give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a benefit of doubt and see whether southeast peace will be restored to southeast? Don't forget, one of the bad thing that has happened to southeast is sit at home every Monday. I have had time to interview people and talk to them. What is your take about this sit at home? Don't you think that this sit at home need to be abolished in southeast? Because in 2024, many people lost their life in southeast because of this sit at home. Many businesses were closed down because of sit at home Monday. As I talk to you in southeast now, no school on Monday, every Monday in southeast. Forget about the exaggeration the governor of Enugu is making before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that there's nothing like sit at home. All is live from the pit of hell. Every Monday as I talk to you, the 5 states in southeast, they still observe sit at home order. They still observe sit at home order in southeast as I talk to you now. And some people told me, Igbos that I've interviewed on this my platform, on this my channel, they told me that release Nnamdi Kanu and sit at home will be cancelled in southeast. That before they before they start sit at home was when they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When they kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, was they did not just start the sit at home. That even when the court of the land asked Nigeria government to release Nnamdi Kanu and they refused to release him, that is why they started the sit at home. That today, that if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu want to do the needful, want to do the justice, who is there? Go and open gate for him, sir. Want to do the justice, that they should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That if releasing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, Nnamdi Kanu today, the sit at home will be cancelled in Southeast. So we are appealing to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. We know what you are good for. You are a man of people. Kindly listen to these people and let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released. Let's see how the peace in Southeast will be restored. Yes, for some of you that are just joining me, don't forget to click the share button. Click subscribe to this channel. I like this channel. Drop your comment. If you don't drop the your comment here, I might not know where you are following me from. I might not know your name. So drop your comment. Are you satisfied with this new president of Ohanaeze of Ndigbo? Now he's a politician, because there's no two way about it. Senator Assunta Mbata is now the president of Ohanaeze of Ndigbo. Do you think it's going to be business as usual, whereby they will play towards the gallery of whatever Nigeria government say? Is it what you think? It doesn't mean that there's no any Igbo person that is joining me this evening. If you are joining me, drop your comment section. Do you think by this new president, the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be fast to be released? Please let me know. Don't forget that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was in Southeast last weekend. He went for Enugu State precisely, and I watched their program all through. I was expecting the governor of Enugu to appeal to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, but he never do that. All he keeps saying that there's nothing like sit at home in Southeast. They say even blind man, when rain dey fall, blind man knows say rain dey fall. Go and do the needful. Close the gate, please. Even when rain dey fall, they say blind man knows say rain dey fall. The governor of Enugu will get the guts to tell President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that there is nothing like sit at home in Southeast. It's a lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell. Yes, they are observing sit at home. In Southeast, as I talk to you, banks don't open Monday. As I talk to you, children don't go to school every Monday. So exaggerating for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu that Southeast, everybody is doing his normal business, this and that. For me, I think it's a big exaggeration from the pit of hell. Allow President Bola Ahmed Tinubu know that sit at home order, and what is causing this sit at home is because of holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case should be settled. If it is true dialogue President Bola Ahmed Tinubu know he want to take to justify his means, let him take it. Let peace be restored to Southeast. That's what we are clamoring for this morning. Please, as you joining me this morning, subscribe to this channel. We talk about anything Biafra. We talk about whatever that is happening in Nigeria on this platform. Now, for the sake of you that are just joining us, don't forget what we are talking about is the new Ohanaeze of Ndigbo that had just emerged this afternoon. They just conducted their election. Yes, Assunta Mbata. Don't forget, this very man is from Rivers State, Ikwere local government. This is the same local government the former governor of Rivers State, Wike, told us that they are not Igbo, that their ancestors is from Benin. Is this not to tell you that Nigerian politicians should not be trusted? Now, is somebody from that local government, that Ikwere local government, one of the richest local government in Rivers State now, has emerged as the president of Ohanaeze of Ndigbo. What does that tell you? That if you trust Nigeria politicians, you are at your own risk. Now, to tell you that the Igbos dominate Ikwere, the Igbos dominate Rivers State. They have proved to you now, and that's why this person that just won this Ohanaeze of Ndigbo now is from Ikwere local government. So we are waiting. How will Wike explain to Nigeria? How will Wike explain to the world that is not an Igbo? Because he has said it severally that is not an Igbo, that his ancestral people are from Benin. Even the Oba of Benin have denied that there is no any connection between them and the people from a River State. But we don't know where Wike is bringing his home. knowing to us Wike, Nesi Wike, the Nesi Wike is Igbo name. So for him going to claim an ancestral distance from Edo State, that is what we don't know. Because to the best available information close to me is that Ekwere local government, they do everything Igbo people do. The only difference is that their languages is quite different a little bit. They practice the same culture, the same name. It's just that they twisted the name somehow, but they also bear the same Igbo name. So thank God, even if this only advantage of this man that just emerged as the president of Ohanaeze of Ndigbo, if it is only this one, is coming to clear to us that yes, so we from Ekwere local government, we are Igbo and we are proud of Igbo. We will be glad and see how Wike will respond to this issue. Because sometimes, if you become, because of politics, if you because of positions and neglect your people, you say no, I think there is a karma that is coming for you. You say your birthright because of pepper soup. You say your birthright because of position. You will definitely taste of life. This is what happened to the case of Esau and Jacob. When Esau sold his birthright to Jacob because of porridge, because just an appetite, he could not hold his appetite at that time. He just want to eat, and he sold his birthright. We saw what happened, how Jacob conquered Esau for the rest of his life. So if you, because of position, you because of politics, you deny your ancestral this thing, say you are not from there, you are not from this, I think you are shooting yourself on the leg. Because for me, if you check all wicked children, they bear Igbo name. Their name is not being linked to Benin. In fact, if you want to link Benin, you link Benin to Yorubas, because if you look at Yorubas and Benin, they bear almost, sometimes they bear the same name. So one way imagine, how will Wike say his ancestors is from Benin? I don't know where he got that one from. But congratulations for some of you that are just joining me this evening. I came on here to bring this good news to you. The Igbos who are watching me, the Biafras who are watching me all over the world, that the new Ohanaeze of Ndigbo have emerged. And the person is from what? Rivers State, Ekwere local government. His name is Azunta Mbata, senator for that matter. Were you disappointed that is what you predicted, that Nigeria government will impose leadership on this Ohanaeze? Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this channel, and drop your comment. Thank you guys for joining me this evening. I will appreciate you as I communicate, as you continue engaging with us on this platform. As me bringing you the information concerning Biafra land. We are very optimistic that in due time, very soon, the only leader of Biafra, the man that speak and the people listen to, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will be free very soon. We don't know whether this new Ohanaeze have what it takes to fast track or to make sure he's coming out. Speed is coming out, we don't know, but everything we know that very soon Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be coming out. Don't forget that Samuel Ekpan in Finland right now, despite the chief of staff Musa Christopher said that Samuel Ekpan will be extradited to Nigeria to face the full law. We are waiting for Finnish government to hear from them. Finnish government have not responded to what the chief of staff have said. Let's see what is good, because as it is right now, out of Samuel Ekpan, the 8 people they've arrested in Finnish government arrested, they've released 6 of them. It's only remaining Samuel Ekpan and some other 2 people. Let's see what will happen. Thank you everyone for joining me this evening. Please subscribe to this channel. Thank you so much. Bye.